Welcome to 360 Watch Reviews. This is the TAG Heuer Carrera Calibre S, the world's first hybrid electromechanical watch. This is an exclusive movement, patented and produced by TAG, so no other watch in the world has this technology inside it, which is a real treat for anybody out there like me who appreciates in-house movements. First of all, I'll go over with the appearance of the watch. It has a nice polished black aluminium tachymeter. The dial is exceptional. I really love this dial, especially the way the date is displayed. The perpetual calendar here, 03, meaning the 3rd of the month. Really nice. The splash of red, which is quite common on the Carrera range, really breaks up the black nicely here on the button and on the second hand. Gives it that extra sportiness look. The crown, which is quite popular on most crowns these days, displays TAG's logo right there, which is really nice. Has a nice case depth, not too big and not too small, it's not going to stick out too much on your wrist. Has a nice case size of 43mm from here to the crown. I'll give you a quick glance at what that looks like. About a mid-size for a watch of this kind. I have a reasonably big hand, but that fits very nicely for me. I like it very much, but again, it's personal preference on the size of watch you prefer. It does have some Lumibright on the hour and the minute hand, but don't rely on that to see in the dark because it's not fantastic. I've seen a lot better, and that's not really the point of Carreras, to sort of overkill when it comes to Lumibright. So yeah, it has a high polished finish to the case all around, as you can see. The bracelet is mostly brushed with polished inserts, which I like so much better because I hate it when bracelets are all polished because it looks way too shiny. The clasp is a push button release, pretty standard on most watches, with a nice lasered TAG Heuer right there on there, and again, nice attention to detail. So yeah, there you have it. That is the overall appearance of the watch. Stunning watch to look at. I will now go on to the functions. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the Calibre S movement, should know a few things already, but for those of you who don't, I'll quickly run through those with you. Very easy to start the chrono mode. You just push in the crown like so. Everything fires up to the 12 o'clock position, and the semicircular counters also reset to 12. Like a normal chrono, you will start it with the button up there. And there it is, it's timing. Every time you stop the chrono, your 1 in 1/10 of a second and your 1 in 100th of a second will be displayed on the two dials here, so it doubles up to play a part in the chrono mode, which is really nice. And again, start it and it's off again. Very simple to use. I'm also going to show you something that most people miss on this watch. The chrono mode can double up as a dual time zone. All it requires you to do is to start the stopwatch at 12 o'clock in your desired country. So say for example that it's 12 o'clock exactly in New York right now. I start it. If I leave that running in the background, which it will if I push it back into time mode, there you have a 12-hour chrono running, but in effect it is actually a second time zone too. And I think that's fantastic. Really great feature of the watch, and it's something I would certainly use. The only drawback, of course, is that we'll rinse battery power a little bit more, but you're not going to be on a business trip or on holiday indefinitely, so I really wouldn't let that bother you. I would use it as a feature if you're going to be traveling to other places. So yeah, that is pretty much how it works. I'm not going to go over in detail at all on how you set the watch because there are other videos on YouTube that do this very well. It all requires you to use the cheat card on the back, which gives you the instructions pretty much on how to set the times, dates and everything. You just pull the crown out and you flick through the options with the bottom push button. Each one of these represents a different option to reset, and you adjust it by simply clicking this one on your design setting, and that is it. Push it back when you're happy with what you've done, and it's as simple as that. It does not require a manual. Very well thought out watch, this one. It's all lasered in on the back so that it's a constant reminder of how you do it. It couldn't be more simple. So that is exactly what the Calibre S does. Okay, so unfortunately I will come on to the criticisms very quickly, only a couple. First one is that it has a very, very sensitive crown. What I mean by that is you will involuntarily start the chrono mode without meaning to, simply by doing your day-to-day activities. I'll give you an example here. Simply by bending your wrist will knock it into chrono mode, just like that. You will do that about several times a day. I have, and it does get quite frustrating. I was very irritated after the first week of wearing it, but in effect, you will get used to it because it's a really nice watch and you're going to learn to live with it. The positive side to doing this is that this, at the moment, is actually in its power saving mode. Nothing's ticking, nothing's going around. There is a plus to it, as I say, you'll like the watch enough to deal with it, but it is a sensitive crown. If you wear it on your right hand, this is not going to be an issue. The other criticism is I am not a fan of the fact that they have printed the logo on the dial there in white. Most of the Carreras have a polished, raised logo that looks so much better, and I think they've copped out slightly with printing a white one on there. Again, the watch looks fantastic, it just could have looked that little bit better with a raised, polished logo. But again, by no means a deal breaker, hence I would not be doing this review right now. And last but not least, well, it is the last, the tachymeter. Although it looks very, very nice, it is extremely easy to dent. The reason being is that this does not have a protective rim around it. Slight knocks will dent this quite easily. You know, this does not have the robustness of, say, like a diving bezel, you know, which is quite a popular feature on any diving watch. Which of course you can hit and it will withstand the impacts very easily. This one won't, so just be very careful of that. I would just be very wary of how you wear your watch and you know, be quite light with the hand that you're wearing it on, and you shouldn't really have any problems. At the end of the day, you want these to look nice in years to come. But that is it, and I hope you've enjoyed the review. Please log any comments at the bottom of the page, any questions that you've got, and there you have it, the Tag Heuer Carrera Calibre S, a truly stunning watch. Thank you.